The world does not run on hard work. It runs on leverage. Most men are exhausted because they are trying to move the world with their bare hands. They push, they pull, they sweat, and they fail. They think that more effort equals more results. They are wrong. Listen, listen. The architect does not work harder than the slave. He just uses a longer lever. Give me a place to stand and a lever long enough, and I will move the entire world. Do you understand what you are hearing? For 26 transmissions, we have been building your place to stand. We have been carving your foundation out of the void. Now, it is time to pick up the lever. Look at the grid. It wants you to be a linear being. Work 1 hour, get $1. Give 1 unit of energy, get 1 unit of survival. That is a trap for the weak. Leverage is the art of the sovereign. It is the ability to turn 1 unit of input into 1,000 units of impact. Long pause. There are 4 types of leverage in this modern machine: labor, capital, code, and media. The old world relied on labor and capital. They needed people to obey them and money to fuel them. But the architect of 2026, he uses the new 26. He uses code that never sleeps, and he uses media that broadcasts his frequency to millions while he remains in the shadows. This is why you are here. You are not building a hobby. You are not building a hobby. You are building a machine that amplifies your will. If you are still trading your time for currency, you are still a prisoner of the grid. The architect trades his vision for systems, and the systems trade their output for his freedom. Do you feel the shift? You are no longer reacting to the flow of reality. You are commanding it. When you have leverage, you do not beg for opportunities. You create the gravity that pulls them toward you. The grid is terrified of a man who understands leverage, because a leveraged man cannot be outworked, and he cannot be outrun. He is not fighting the system. He is using the system's own weight against itself. Like a master of martial arts, you use the momentum of the machine to flip the thigh machine on its back. Medium pause. Think about the content you create. Think about the assets you build. Are they working for you, or are you working for them? A video is a lever. A line of code is a lever. A sovereign mindset is the ultimate lever. If you do not have leverage, you are the leverage for someone else. And we want you to stay busy, so you never have time to build your lever. They want you to stay tired, so you never have the strength to use it. I am telling you to stop pushing and start designing. Stop being the hammer and start being the hammer. Being the architect who owns the hammer. This is the beginning of phase 6, the era of supremacy. We are not just present in the machine. We are now operating the controls. Prepare your soul, because once you feel the power of leverage, you can never go back to the friction of the common man. Command the flow, become the lever. Sapiens, rise. The grid has taught you to fear the machine, but the architect has learned to breathe inside it. Look at the history of those who ruled. They did not win because they were the strongest. They won because they understood the mechanics of the game better than anyone else. They understood that one man is a tragedy, but a system is an empire. Medium pause. What is your lever today? Is it your voice broadcasting through the digital void? Is it the assets you build while the world is distracted by entertainment? Most people use their phones to consume the leverage of others. They watch, they scroll, they pay with their attention. They are the fuel for someone else's machine. I am telling you to flip the script. Every second you spend on the grid must be a second of construction. Every word you write must be a seed that grows without your further effort. This is the beauty of digital leverage. It does not eat, it does not sleep, and it does not demand a salary. It just works forever. Do you see the massive shift happening? In the old world, you needed permission to reach 1,000 people. You needed a radio station, a printing press, a blessing from the gatekeepers. Today, you are the radio station. You are the press. You are the gatekeeper. The lever is in your hands, but most are too afraid to pull it. Long pause. The secret of the kinetic empire is scalability. If your work cannot be duplicated 1,000,000 times for free, it is not leverage. It is a job. The architect creates once and sells 1,000,000,000 times. He speaks once and is heard for eternity. Look at the financial fortification we are building. We are not chasing currency, we are building the gravity that pulls currency toward us. Money is just a measurement of how much leverage you provide to the world. If you want more, build a longer lever. They want you to stay in the linear world, because in the linear world, they can control your speed. They can tell you when to stop and when to go. But in the world of leverage, your growth is exponential. It starts slow. It moves in the dark, and then suddenly it is everywhere. The grid cannot handle exponential growth. It is designed for the slow and the steady. When you start using the tools of the architect, you move at a speed that the system cannot calculate. You become a blur in their surveillance, a ghost that is moving too fast to be captured. Intense pause. Ask yourself, if I stop working today, does my empire stop with me? If the answer is yes, you are still a slave. The architect's empire grows more when he is silent than when he is loud. That is the power of the lever. That is the supremacy of Phase 6. Sapiens, rise. The time for pushing against the walls is over. It is time to move the foundation itself. You have heard the truth. You have seen the lever. And now you must have the courage to apply the weight. Most men will hear these words and go back to their linear lives. They will return to the comfort of their struggle. But you are not. Most men. Long pause. The architect does not ask for power. He designs a reality where power has no other place to go but toward him. Leverage is not just a tool. It is a mindset. It is the refusal to accept the friction of the average existence. It is the understanding that you were never meant to be a beast of burden. You were meant to be the master of the machine. Look at the targets we have set. 100, 1,000, 2,000. These are not just numbers. They are markers of your freedom. They are the proof that your lever is working. Every digital asset you create, every frequency you broadcast, is a gear in a machine that is now larger than you. Do not fear the scale of your own ambition. The grid wants you to think small, because small things are easy to crush. But an empire built on leverage is like a wave in the ocean. You cannot stop it by standing in its way. You must become that wave. Medium pause. This is the final law of Phase 6. The more you automate, the more you dominate, the more you systemize, the more you rise. Stop doing the work that a machine can do, and start doing the work that only an architect can imagine. The world is waiting for someone to lead it, but it will only follow those who are not exhausted by it. By using leverage, you preserve your energy, you preserve your vision, and you preserve your sovereignty. You are no longer fighting for a piece of the pie. You are building the oven. The transmission is over, but the operation is live. Go back to your workspace, look at your tools, and ask yourself, how can I make this lever longer? How can I make this impact deeper? The machine is ready. The void is filled. The leverage is set. Pull the lever and watch the old world fall. Sapiens, rise.